there, it's Patrina again with Do You Have a Couple of Minutes? And today I want to know if you have a couple of minutes to continue our series on mental strength. And I'm providing 2 tips every day for this week. So for a total of 10 tips on what mentally strong people do. And hopefully these are things that you will be able to build upon if you're already doing them, or maybe you'll be able to get started on them to help. So tip 3 that mentally strong people do is they set boundaries. When we set boundaries, we're protecting our mental health, we're protecting ourselves from burnout, and we're just fostering healthier relationships because we are communicating what those boundaries are. When we set limits and when we share those limits and boundaries with others, it puts them on notice as to how far we're willing to go or how much that we can do. And then people will know when they're pushing those limits. It also puts us on notice of what those limits are because we've been mindful of really understanding what those limits are so that we can communicate them to others. And when we communicate them, we want to understand that we're communicating them for mutual benefit. So we can communicate them clearly, we can communicate our boundaries assertively, and we'll be able to say no when we need to say no, and we'll be able to say yes when it was within our boundaries because we've already shared those boundaries with others. So healthy people set boundaries. And a book reference for boundaries would be a book called Boundaries, When to Say Yes and How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life. And that's written by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. It's a really great book in terms of just understanding what those boundaries should look like and how to set them. Tip number 4 is mentally healthy people, mentally strong people focus on what they can control. When we're focusing on controllable factors, it helps to reduce anxiety and it creates effectiveness, or it allows us to increase our effectiveness when it comes to problem solving. When we're focused on things that are out of our control or that we can't control, then it puts us in maybe a little bit of a state of chaos or a state of frenzy because there's nothing that we can do about it, no matter how much control we try to exert over it, if it is something out of our control. So we want to identify those things that we have control over. We can't control other people, but we can control ourselves. We can't control the mindsets of other people, but we can control our own mind. So those are the things that we really want to work on. And the same thing in a work setting. There are certain things that are other people's responsibilities, and so they're out of our control. And there are certain things that are within our control to do something about. And sometimes we can take control of a whole situation. And other times, maybe our limit of control has to do with us expressing concern or giving people information about something that we've observed, and then it's their responsibility to take that further. So mentally strong people focus on what they can control. So you want to identify the aspects of a situation, understand what is in your control, and then take proactive steps to take action. And remember to let go of those things that you can't change. Understand that there are some things that are just out of your control. A book that might be a helpful reference in terms of taking control is a classic. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and that's by Stephen Covey. And in the book, there's discussion about the importance of focusing in on the circle of influence versus the circle of concern. And so that really highlights our ability to take proactive behavior or proactive measures. So with that, those are my 2 tips for today. I hope that you found that this has been a topic that's been inspiring, something to help you think, learn, grow, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. And I hope that if you are enjoying these messages, that you will share them with others so that they can come along our learning journey as well. As always, please be sure to check out the show notes for a summary of today's session, as well as contact information if you'd like to be in touch with me and information on how you can get my most recent publications. And as always, I'm very appreciative of you joining me here today, and I hope to see you back next time. Until then, bye-bye.